Hello, my beautiful YouTube friends. I want to say thank you. I am so grateful for all of you. I am so grateful for all of your prayers for my husband and your questions and your concern for him and for me. And it is pretty unbelievable how with this thing that I've done, when I started this, I thought, no one, I've said this before, I sound like a broken record, but these are the thoughts I have surrounding this whole YouTube thing. I really thought that only the people that knew me in the physical, the people that live in my town, few people would watch my videos, and that I would do it for a short time and then give it up. And, well, that's not what happened. There's a lot of you, and I think about all of you. Many of you, I don't know your names, or even your screen name, because YouTube stopped notifying me of new subscribers a while ago. But I know you're all out there, and there's some of you that have been here from the beginning, and you comment on almost every video, and it just blesses me so much. My world has gotten much bigger. My world used to be very, very small, and I didn't really know anything outside of, my little world. And now I have other people to think about, other people to pray for, different perspectives, and I'm just so grateful for that. And when your world gets a lot bigger, you start thinking differently. You start to have a lot more gratefulness. And for me, I have a lot more introspection, because I'm realizing in having conversations with someone that lives all the way across the world, in a different part of the world, a different culture, I am faced with how spoiled I am, how easy my life is, how ungrateful I am for very simple things. Because I don't think, if you never look beyond what you live in, I don't think you realize how tough things can be out there and how sad parts of the world really are. Not that I needed to be burdened with more sad things, because that kind of seems to be the way it is for me, that I'm always kind of burdened with sad things. But that is a bit of my gifting, love for people, compassion, being able to actually feel the hurts of people that are very far away. And I so appreciate just the connection I feel to all of you. And it seems so bizarre when I think about it, because I'm like, all right, I'm sitting here talking to this little tiny bubble in the corner of my phone, but there are real people all over the place that watch and that have concern for me. And somehow this lonesome, sad little girl is growing up and isn't so lonesome anymore, and not so sad. I do feel sadness, but it's not necessarily for myself. Feeling sorry for myself, although I have had many a pity party, and I was the only one invited. I now feel sadness for lots of other people, and I don't want that to sound like it's a terrible thing. It's not, because I was created to carry other people's burdens, and that is just the way I was made. And it actually gives me a sense of purpose, and it gives me a lightness. It's so bizarre to explain, and maybe you understand, but yeah, so I'm just trying to say that I'm just so grateful for you guys. And if you have the opportunity, and Mr. Johnny O, had suggested if you have the opportunity to talk with another INFJ that maybe lives far away from you or maybe even close to you, and you have the opportunity to talk to them, do it. And I took that advice. I took a huge step out of my comfort zone because, as you guys know, if you've watched any of my videos, I have a huge paranoia of people. I don't want to contact other people. When I do it, it is out of a place of complete fear, and I'm, terrified to do it. But it is so nice to converse with another person. It feels so normal. And it doesn't feel forced, and you don't have to think about, like, how am I going to phrase this to sound like a normal person? How am I going to phrase this to not sound like I'm way off in space somewhere? So if you have that opportunity, please take it, because it will open your eyes. It will make your world a lot bigger. And I'm really thankful for my friends. I'm thankful for you guys. It's kind of amazing. I'm repeating myself a lot, and that's okay. I think we do that. But today I have a very, very sick, tiny baby goat, and I've got to run and get her some medicine, and I'm hoping I can save her life. Although intuitively I know that I'm probably just prolonging her suffering by getting her medicine, because I'll tell you a little story about her. So when my mama goat had her 3 babies, she always has 3 babies. The man that I bought my mama from said that she always has 3, and the third one, the runty, always dies. The small one either is dead at birth or dies shortly after birth. Well, I, of course, in my, mothering and very stubborn nature, decided that I am going to do whatever I can to keep this tiny little runt girl alive. So when she was born, the mom just left her, and I scooped her up, cleaned her off, saved her life, kept her alive. I supplemented her to keep her growing, and she was born in March. She is still alive. At least she was 10 minutes ago when I went out and checked her. But she's not really thriving. She's off of milk now and on forage and hay and, whatever else goats eat. But she eats a ton of food. She always has a huge full belly. She eats a lot, but she has not grown probably in the last month. She stayed very small. And then yesterday, when I got home from work, my son had told me that several times she had gotten her head stuck in things. And when I went out there to look, it seemed like she couldn't see, and she's walking in circles. And then shortly after that, she had a seizure. And I know that that is vitamin B deficiency. And it happens in animals that are fed too much grain, that don't get enough of the proper nutrition, whatever. So the fix is to buy some vitamin B gel and, give it to her. But there isn't any reason for her to have vitamin B deficiency. Her diet's very varied. She doesn't get a lot of grain. She gets a lot of forage. She gets very varied diet. So considering that she hasn't been growing, she's still very thin despite the amount of food she eats. And now this thing, I'm wondering if there's just truly something wrong with her and her absorption. But I got to give it a shot, so I got to go pick her up some medicine, because I would never forgive myself if I just let her pass. But I may be prolonging her suffering, so we'll see. She is unable to stand at the moment, so I just wrapped her up in a blanket and left her. And I'm so sad, because this little girl is just bonded to me, and she follows me around, and she's super, super sweet and very, very cute and little, and I just love her so much. I'm like, she's my firstborn baby goat. I can't just let her die, but I also don't want her to suffer. So that's farm life, and that is the debate that you go through in your head when you know the facts. But then your mind is telling you, like, this may be just prolonging something rather than helping her. So I'm going to still attempt to go get her medicine and see what I can do. And hopefully we have a good, happy ending, but I'm not sure. With my chickens, I always say the strong survive, but and the ones that are sickly, I don't I don't medicate them because I want a good, strong, healthy flock, and I don't want to reproduce weakness or illness. So with my chickens, I say the strong survive, but this is my first baby goat. So it's a little trickier of a decision. So anyway, I hope you guys have a really good day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all. I hope that you can, more than you know, I hope that you can hear that and feel that in the way I'm speaking. And we'll see you next time. Live in love, out of the way you were created.